President Ramaphosa, welcome. Evsheni, Dumela, Suabona, Molo, Molweni, Nda. Mr. President, my wife and I are delighted to welcome you to Buckingham Palace this evening. South Africa, like the Commonwealth, has always been a part of my life. My mother often recalled her visit in 1947, the year before I was born, when from Cape Town on her 21st birthday, she pledged her life to the service of the people of the Commonwealth. It is therefore particularly moving and special that you are our guest on this, the first state visit we have hosted. And if I may, I would like to give you our belated but very best wishes for your birthday last week. The late Queen had the great pleasure of hosting Presidents Mandela, Mbeki, and Zuma for state visits to the United Kingdom, at all of which I was present. On each of those occasions, she expressed her admiration for your country and its people, its vibrancy, natural beauty, and diversity. And she always talked warmly of her return to your country in 1995 as the guest of President Mandela after the momentous events driven from within South Africa and supported by so many around the world, including here in the United Kingdom, that brought democracy to your country. During one of my own visits to South Africa in 1997, President Mandela told me that he had conferred on my mother a special name, Motlalepula, meaning to come with rain. I have been reassured that this was a mark of the particular affection President Mandela felt for the Queen, rather than a remark on the British habit of taking our weather with us. I know that President Mandela was a friend and mentor to you, Mr. President, and that your own brave and skillful negotiations helped to lay the foundations of modern South Africa. The determination of people in South Africa to continue the legacy of the great men and women who have built your democracy is truly inspiring. It is our responsibility as leaders and as partners in the UN and G20, as well as the Commonwealth, to create the opportunity, prosperity, and security that will allow them to do so. This is what I know you are seeking to achieve, Mr. President, through your Adopt a School Foundation and what the United Kingdom seeks to support through our Achieving Scholarship Programme, which enables South African students to further their studies in universities across the United Kingdom. It is only by working together across our countries and our generations that we will tackle some of the greatest challenges of our times. For instance, our collaboration in science and innovation is literally vital in order to protect our people's health by preparing for future pandemics. Perhaps, above all, we must find and implement practical solutions to the twin existential threats of climate change and biodiversity loss. To this end, I am proud that the United Kingdom, along with France, Germany, the United States of America, and the European Union, have established a lasting partnership with South Africa by supporting your ambitions for a just energy transition to a sustainable, green, economically vibrant future, and that our countries are committed to ensuring an ambitious global biodiversity framework in Montreal this December. These are examples of our crucial modern relationship. Of course, that relationship goes back centuries. While there are elements of that history which provoke profound sorrow, it is essential that we seek to understand them. As I said to Commonwealth leaders earlier this year, we must acknowledge the wrongs which have shaped our past if we are to unlock the power of our common future. Today, the links between our countries run deep, with extensive family, professional, and cultural ties. This month in London, for example, one could visit the Royal Academy, where the major exhibition is a tribute to a South African artist, William Kentridge. Or one might go, as my wife and I did, to visit the Victoria and Albert Museum to see the Africa Fashion Exhibition, which celebrates the daring, innovative style of South African designers. Or this weekend, one might choose to travel to Twickenham, where English supporters will hope not to have to relive those extraordinary 80 minutes in 2019 when Siya Kolisi led and inspired your country to victory. Indeed, sport, which has done so much to define South Africa's modern history, is inescapable in our relationship, and it is forging new paths. In women's football this year, Banyana Banyana brought home the Women's Africa Cup, while our own Lionesses won the European Championship. Mr. President, your visit offers an opportunity for us to chart a path forward together, investing in each other's potential and facing the challenges of our world together, as partners and as friends, striving for equality, justice, and fairness for all. At the turn of the year, the world paid tribute to the life and legacy of a great South African, former Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Amongst his many memorable teachings, I am often reminded of one saying in particular: "My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together." I believe that this is a vital lesson for us all and an important thread in the partnership between our countries. Ladies and gentlemen, as we commit to continuing on that journey, I invite you all to rise and drink a toast to President Ramaphosa and to the people of South Africa. Nkosi Sikelel iAfrika. No.
Highnesses, thank you for your very kind remarks and the warm welcome that you and the Queen Consort have extended to me and the members of my delegation from South Africa. On behalf of the people of South Africa, I extend warm greetings to Your Majesty and through you to the people of the United Kingdom. I feel very privileged that I and my country, South Africa, have the distinct honor of being your first guests on a state visit since you acceded to the throne following the passing of your beloved mother, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, whom we honor this evening. It is a sign of goodwill and sincere friendship that our two countries enjoy. South Africa and the United Kingdom have a very special historical relationship. It is a relationship that we value and a relationship that we as South Africans wish to deepen. Since the advent of democracy in South Africa, the ties between our two countries have become stronger and have embraced an expanding range of areas and interests. We recall with great fondness the first state visit to the United Kingdom by a democratically elected President of South Africa in 1996. The special friendship between President Nelson Mandela and your late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, is legendary. And it also goes just beyond the fact that they were on first name terms, and also goes beyond the wonderful letters that they wrote to each other. When I came to United Kingdom during the Commonwealth meeting, your late mother showed me the exchange of letters between the two of them. It was quite moving to see how that relationship between the two heads of state had evolved over many years. Despite Nelson Mandela having been in prison for 27 years, he had great fondness for your mother. It provides a very strong foundation, this foundation that was built over many years, upon which we can now further and strengthen the relations between our two countries. Your Majesty and distinguished guests, in times of uncertainty and instability, a relationship such as ours is particularly important. We are urged and, in a way, compelled by our common commitment to peace, stability, democracy, and shared prosperity to work together to overcome the difficulties of the present and prepare ourselves for the challenges of the future. It is only through partnership, as you correctly said, and collaboration that we are able to answer the crises that confront humanity and improve the lives and prospects of our people. It is my sincere wish that through this visit, we will expand the scope and deepen the value of our relationship. We look forward through this visit to reinforce our cooperation in areas such as investment, which you and I spent quite a number of minutes talking about this afternoon, improving our relations in trade, in education, in skills development, in health, and in science and innovation. It is in these areas where South Africa draws a lot of support, assistance, and inspiration from many people from various fields in the United Kingdom. We look forward to strengthening the ties between the British people and the people of South Africa through areas such as tourism, sports, arts and culture. Your Majesty, when it comes to sport, I think it is perhaps best that I steer clear away from the upcoming match on Saturday. And even as we seated close to each other, it is best that you and I should steer clear of that and not talk about it. Your Majesty, I wish to compliment you personally on your visionary leadership on environmental issues over many years, especially with respect to conservation and the fight against climate change. As I said to you this afternoon as we chatted, some of your messages over many years sounded very prophetic, and a number of people kept just dismissing some of the messages that you were beaming to the world. And now, as the world has to address the challenge of climate change, we now realize the import of the message you were putting forward to the peoples of the world. These are critically important areas for my country, and we are pleased that the United Kingdom is a partner in the Just Energy Transition Partnership that we were able to conclude at COP26 in Glasgow. This demonstrates the seriousness with which we as South Africa, a rather small economy in the broader scheme of things in the world, have been determined to embark, or are determined to embark, on a journey to a just transition that will address the challenges that many of our people will face, many workers will face, as we transit from fossil fuels to renewable energy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and raise your glasses as I propose a toast to the good health and prosperity of His Majesty, the King, and Her Majesty, the Queen Consort. And thank you very much indeed.